were you born?
1800. What's it? 10th of April, 1918. That is.
That was the end of the First World War. When did the First World War end?
19. I was born in the war, and I always think to myself, you know, I was born in the war, and I became a man.
How was that?
In the war.
Was that
November the 5th, on what? She was 10 years younger than me, so, no, 10 years, that's right, 1928.
She was born in Penistone?
Yes, indeed. She was born upstairs, over the shop there, and so she was the only, although the house was, had been standing, what, since about 1860, something like that. Nobody was born there. I was born at Grimethorpe. Dad used to have a flatter quite a lot and did very well. And then, oh what? He was a very shy man, you know. He wouldn't, I had my 21st birthday party in the Three Cranes. And he didn't come. Three Cranes at Barnsley was the pub, you know, the hotel in Barnsley, for the youngsters anyway. There were 2 floors. And mother came, Uncle Dick came, and who else do I know? I think just Uncle Dick, because he wasn't married in those days. And he gave me a marvellous 21st party.
Going back to when you were a boy, and you went St. John's School?
I went to St. John's, but my parents were far too busy to look after us, really. They got the money. But when I was 10, I was sent off to Barnsley. I went to St. Mary's for, maybe a year, I don't know. But I remember I was writing home to my parents, only from Barnsley, but, you know, traffic wasn't as easy as all that.
So you lived in Barnsley?
I lived, yes, a very ordinary cottage down Eldon Street.
That's about, what, 8 miles away?
From Penistone,
yeah.
Yes indeed. And it must have been my mother's birthday or something. So I wrote a letter, which of course Grandma would have a look at. And when I went to post it, I opened it and put a little note in. Pitch me home.
Did she? Did she? So then what did you go?
And then, of course, when Sheila was born.
Well, then you went to work somewhere.
Well, yes, of course, I went before Sheila. I went to work for 2 years and 2 terms. And I really did well. We had some marvellous teachers. And I was in 4B. I was at the top of the form. And then I came on holiday, summer holidays.
How old are you at this time?
I was 17. And I was supposed to be, well, I was interested to be in the church as a priest, that sort of thing. But I got home up in the
Church of England.
Church. Oh yeah, yes indeed, the church. The workshop was CV, yes. And I suddenly realised, well, I don't believe in God.
What
I had a little week there. And then I finished that term, and I said, look, you know, I'm leaving now. And my teacher's Ronnie Groves. He was great, little fellow. Hadders, you know, he used to say, "Is that clear? Yes, sir, it is clear." You know, that sort of thing. And all he had is in the palm of his hand, you know, that sort of thing. The headmaster was a great man. I think he was in the submarines. He was a doctor of literature and a doctor of divinity. We were all afraid of him, but he was a great master anyway.
What made you give up? What made you stop believing in God?
Well, one does or one doesn't.
But no event that you can remember.
Oh, possibly. Strangely enough, the chaplain, I've forgotten his name, but when we arrived, I don't know what, well, we were in the mag, of course. Wiseman, Woodhead and Tim, funny old names, you know, that's more or less what they said. But I'm almost sure.
What mag was it?
The Works Opium.
But why were you in there?
Oh, because we just joined the school.
Oh, okay.
And it came new boys are Wiseman, Woodhead. Wiseman, Woodhead, and Tim. Or Tim. Tim, it was Tim, that's right. T-I-M-M. And I'm pretty sure that the chaplain said, "Oh, you know, these are a rough lot to allow them to come to work." Yeah, I didn't like him a little bit. I'm sure he said something like that. But then myself, you know, I was alert, thinking, and I realized that I just couldn't. But believe in God, I changed my, not in God, but I think I regard as Christ rather similar to the Buddha.
Buddha.
The Buddha. Buddha.
Yeah.
Buddha?
Whatever.
Right. And I believe that Christ said, "Love your fellows as I have loved you." And that is about all there is to it. I don't think there's any future in afterlife. It's what you leave, and if you haven't children, there's nothing that's unless, of course, you're a great man. I mean, for example, Churchill. You know, he will part of history, that sort of thing, and great fellows that have changed our lives. Gorbachev, for example. You know, I mean, there's something wonderful that's happened there.